What are you feeling? And I'll pass it to Acid Laser. Do you want to kick us off?
Sorry, which was the question, sir?
Oh, so in the beginning of the call, we just do a sort of a temperature check or a weather check, how you're feeling either about the community, ourselves, our working groups, and maybe I'll pass it to someone else just to
Okay.
model it. I'll pass it to Wonka to model it, and then we'll pass back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thanks, Tam. I am happy because I felt the joy of the people that was in Barcelona. I saw Ivy and Septi in a photo, and that is a lot of transparency in just one picture. And
Rex.
And Rex, yeah. And in Gravity, well, we are wrapping the season, the first season of our action in Aragon. We're making a balance of things and thinking on the second proposal. And on Gravity, we are almost in a similar process where we are starting to design the second proposal that we are going to submit to the TC and planning the following 6 months. And I remember that one of the topics of the last sprint retrospective was to give more priority to making roadmaps. So yeah, I think it's good at this and half of the year to start thinking on next semester. And yeah, I'll pass it to Acid Laser.
Thank you, Juanca. Well, I'm feeling very happy because in the past 10 days we are having a lot of new contributors to comms. Also, there are been many changes and updates in all the teams, and also I'm feeling like I'm getting to the stewardship because Chu is taking some time off, and I'll be covering that task. And I was like, wow, thank you for the confidence. And I still feeling kind of new on these DAO worlds. Instead, I have a year here, but it's a great opportunity for me to take new challenges and that stuff. And I don't know, and that's it. And I'll pass it to Edu.
Why is everyone hiding from the camera today? What's going on? Are you being shady or something? Thank you, Acid Laser. That's helpful. But it's not a demand. It's not a demand. You can keep your camera off if you feel like. Thank check. I don't know. It felt really nice. Last week on ETH Barcelona. I met Ivy in real life, so that also felt good. And I don't know, I had very interesting conversations with Angela, with Han, with Ivy, so that's good. And it was the first time. It was the first time since I do onboarding that on the conference people were like, "Oh, I know you, but you don't know me." Usually it's the other way around. I know people, but they don't know me. So it was a really interesting dynamic there. So I will say it's warm. Yeah, I will say it's warm. So I will pass it to Ivy. There you go.
Thanks, Eduardo. Yeah, I'm just very happy to be here and to finally meet everyone in real life and being able to hug everyone. Such a warm feeling, to be yeah. I'm just sad I missed Chewy and Wanka here in Barcelona. I was expecting I would be able to see them. Also, Acid Laser. These are the people that I've been worked a lot in the past year. So yeah, and yeah, I'm just glad to be here. And I don't know who to pass it to. I came in late. Eduardo.
Yeah, I will pass it on to Gideon.
Hey everyone. Let's see. Warm. I just got back from a nice vacation down on the coast of Oregon with family, so that was great. Yeah, Yeah, I mean things are just it feels like there's just a lot of stuff going right now in sample world for sure. And I've been listening to a lot of Bankless episodes lately just to try to understand. Like, I feel like I've gotten a little bit too close into like TEC land, and so I've been trying to kind of like pull my head back up and just see what's happening. And it seems like the general vibe right now is that the contagion that was happening seems to be starting to be contained a little bit, like it's spreading less quickly. And so that may be good. That may be a good sign that things are maybe starting to stabilize a little bit in crypto world. I don't know. Zeptimus, have you gone?
No, thank you, Gideon. Yeah, I'm kind of like flooding in tours. Like I just came from Barcelona. It was amazing. Meet everyone. Their life, knew so much new people. Get to know Ivy. It was so exciting. But then also like coming back to home, and then I see like, okay, I'm going to live for a month on the Burning Man, and then it's like a lot of stress. Like I need to get a lot of things get done before leaving, and then yeah, I'm also excited. Like Transparency have so many projects. I didn't share in calls yet, but yeah, 2 of them is even going to be paid by other people, and one of it is going to generate revenue to the DSC, which is amazing. Not so much, but something. So excited, but also anxious because wow, 1 month without working. I don't think I ever did that. Yeah, I'll pass it to Livy.
Thanks, Apti. I always feels very hot after conferences that we're talking to so many people and feeling the enthusiasm of everyone for the things we've been doing. And this time we felt like we were this huge gang, of TEC, Common Stack, Giveth, and so many lovely people that are together, and the TEC has definitely a great reputation in the space. And now I'm curious to what was happening while I wasn't paying so much attention here and wanting to focus on the reputation protocol that I had some more insights in. And yeah. And I'll pass to Chewy. Have you gone?
No, Livy, not yet. Thank you. This is temperature check, right? Okay, great. I felt a lot of FOMO for Barcelona, but at the same time, it was interesting to be on the other side because in the past there have been too many times where like I go where the hype goes, and then like there are like some light, like a little bit more relaxed days with not a lot happening. It was like fun to be on the other side of that and be able to like keep track of everything going on, and at the same time just like see such beautiful like pictures like that picture on Twitter. I think it was Lauren, just like of the whole gang like walking down the street like that felt really really close, like that kind of like felt special for me, and I feel that for a lot of people as well. So yeah, I think that is as Gideon was saying, like it feels like it really can't get like any words like out there like sometimes, and that is just like the right people, just like building and collaborating and contributing and asking questions about what's next. So I would say that it feels just right. It feels like it feels like a right moment for asking ourselves like where are we going and having the right conversations. And with that, I'll pass it to I think Kobe is the only one left.
Welcome, Kobe. This is Steward's call. Tam, sorry, I thought you were not
No, it's
able to talk.
perfect.
Go ahead.
So, hey, Kobe, you're very welcome. You're in the Stewards Weekly, and everyone's welcome to join. Would you like to just maybe introduce yourself? No, you're still young. You can't talk. Too small to talk yet. Okay, cool. Well, you're welcome to hang out. Also, Ivy hasn't gone yet, so maybe we'll pass to Ivy.
She already went.
Oh, maybe it was when I was rebooting because my Discord basically stopped. Then I guess it's me. So temperature check, I'd say, ETH Barcelona was just really extraordinary. There's just a big group of like 50, 55, 60 of us even. So it was a little bit like running into family all the time. Also really important for having conversations around things that we're doing in Common Stack, but things that we're doing in TEC as well. But because of how much in real life, on the ground activity was happening, I felt, I wasn't joining any TEC calls, and I'm wondering what's happening too. And, Gideon and I are working diligently on this token engineering demand board, and that didn't make any progress last week. So, we knew that, and we planned to make progress this week and next week and through the end of July. But still, there's I just want to get it. I just want to get so many things done that I know would have to wait. So now it's here this week where it's like, oh wow, I have so much to finish. So I honestly feel like because of last week and how much I was able to just appreciate being with people and social, and building relationships and nurturing new relationships, that this week is just tremendous for me. So I'm really excited about that. And I see Nate's joined. So Nate, would you like to wrap us up with our temperature weather check?
Temperature check is good. I think it's a sunny day, slightly cloudy, but get those rays of sunshine that come through. I would say that a lot of it has to do with what's going on in Sampo. It's got a lot of energy and a lot of progress in terms of the direction we're heading with it. And so, yeah, it feels pretty good. Outside of that, yeah, just trying to maintain that sunshine, But I'll pass it back to you, Tim.
Okay, awesome. So just quickly, is there anything on Gardens or Snapshot that we need to discuss in our call today? I'm loading it.
Just a quickly thanks to everyone who voted in Communitas working group. It passed, so thanks everyone for that.
There's a new T Academy team proposal.
Vote for the ABC.
Okay, I apologize. I don't think I can actually have a video and share a screen at the same time. I don't know what's happening with my desktop, but it really just stopped functioning about a month ago. Okay, and welcome OX Bishoy. You're in the Stewards Weekly Call, and you're very welcome to hang out here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. I'm just trying to get up to date with what's going on here in token engineering and the Discord group in general. I'm fairly new to the token design thing in general, but I'm mainly a blockchain smart contract developer for less than a year now.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Thanks.
So the Guardians, there's the ABC Advanced page, which is maybe a quarter of the way to passing, and the Comms Team DAO support for TEA team, which is also on its way to passing, but still needs about 66,000 TEC to pass. Okay, and I guess it's time for us to do our Steward offboarding ceremony. As everyone knows, Ivy has self-offboarded. Is Ivy still here? Yes, good. Last week. And it's probably not bad to have a reminder of our offboarding processes, so our onboarding and offboarding processes, but after you offboard, we do have a ceremony to sort of share and appreciate all of the efforts that you've contributed to the TEC. One thing is the 2022 TEC Steward co-ops went out. Thank you, Acid Laser, for making this happen. So everyone, please do praise Acid Laser for this great co-op. And Zeptimus was kind enough to help me make sure that everyone got their co-op. So if you didn't, let me know or let Zep know. But more importantly, so Ivy has essentially been with the helping the TEC since like 2022, the end of 2020. She's been around just about from the very beginning. Was a co-steward of transparency with Zeptimus for so long, and the steward of legal for so long. Always just so happy and bringing sunshine into every call. Based in the Philippines, so not as present as a lot of others can be because of the time zone changes and difference. And also sort of like the master behind the scenes. All of our Scrum events, Ivy has always been doing our retrospective board, leaving us those little Easter eggs of star art. Oh, Queen of the Stars, now I got it. Okay, now I got Queen of the Stars, Queen of the Star art. So, I think, Ivy, are you here? Oh, Ivy, are you able to unmute? Oh no, Ivy, are you even on this call? Because we're about to give you a lot of praise. Uh-oh. Okay, well maybe she could watch it later, or maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'll wait for her to reconnect. It seems like she's just going to reconnect. Hey, Ivy, you're back. Hey.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having a slow connection here at Give It.
Oh no.
But I heard everything you said. Yeah, I'm here.
So maybe I'll pass it off to everyone just to share, favorite moments with Ivy or something that you want Ivy to know before she offboards as a steward in the TEC. And I can't think of no better person to kick this off than Zeptimus.
Oh, thank you, Tam. Yeah, I mean, Ivy, wow, like, I feel like we started at the same time. And we started, I was kind of supporting Ivy. Ivy was kind of supporting me. Like, we were supporting each other for so long. And I don't know, like, every time we were, doing all these hack sessions together, for me, it never felt like work. I was always having fun. And I don't know, like, I feel like, yeah, we really make a great one. And get to meet you in real life was very, very, very amazing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like even if, you're avoiding, but you're still like, I know, like, every time I have funny doubt, I'll ask you, and I know, like, you will be for helping me, and I will help you on anything as always. So, yeah, I don't say goodbye. We're friends. I don't know. This is great. Yeah, I'll pass it to Libby.
Thank you, Zep. Oh, Ivy, you were such a fundamental part of the TEC. You still are. And I mean, it's beautiful. The way you integrated with the community, you just started doing things. It felt like you had the TEC motive. You understood everything so quick. You wanted to collaborate. You started jumping on things and making them your own and collaborating with people and doing all that in times where we couldn't really be in calls together or we were sleeping and you were doing magic. That's what it always felt. I really appreciate all the contributions you did and how gentle you are, just always sharing things like the community call slides and all the work you did for transparency. That was so, I don't know if many people saw it because you weren't so physically present, but it's huge. And I mean, I think all of us here in this room saw it, the full potential of it, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you, Ivy. And I'll pass to Edu.
Thank you, Livy. I think I have mm, I have met a lot of people, but I haven't met someone who has this amazing disposition for things. Like the willingness that you had to take things and the willingness that you put in everything you faced. I think that was something remarkable. Even when you were not present outside, maybe legal transparency, you still were seen. You still felt present and across the organization in things like the retrospective and the stars and all these kind of things. So it's a powerful thing when you are able to be present or feel present, even though maybe you are not physically or in the call. That's a really interesting thing. And I always appreciate the way you approach. Always asking, always like rather than assuming. I felt also that was a very powerful thing, and I don't know. I felt like we engaged in a lot of transparency calls back and then, and also when you joined the organization, we talk. So it felt like, and now that for folks who doesn't know, we went to have lunch today. So it felt like a full circle kind of moment today when we had lunch in real life. So I don't know. It has been a pleasure, and I really hope to see you around. So I will pass it on to Nate.
Thanks, Edu. Yeah, so I don't consider people to be irreplaceable, but Ivy is irreplaceable. You don't see Ivy a lot, but Ivy it's like waking up and having your breakfast ready and your coffee ready in the morning, and like that is what Ivy did for all of us. And it really is amazing the way she approached it, how humble she is. I mean, she fit into so many different working groups seamlessly. I mean, we asked her to become the steward of legal. She got in there. She when it was FD and transparency, she knew exactly what needed to be done, how to do it. And then she allows people to merge and allows people to work really well with each other. And it was just really truly amazing to work with somebody like that. I'm not capable of those things, and I think a lot of us take for granted all of the work that you do and you continue to do, and you're going to be a valuable asset to any place you go and work and help out with. So I just want to say thank you, Ivy. I really do appreciate your work. I've seen all your work, and I can't thank you enough. So thank you, and I'll pass it over to how about Acid Laser?
Thank you, Nate. I didn't know that Ivy was doing an offboarding, but I want to thank you to you, Ivy, because I don't know if you remember, but you were the first TC member I sing with. You showed me how about the branding, about the TC, the Twitter, a little bit about comms, and I am really thankful about that because we did a really great duo managing the Twitter account. You making the tweets and tell me what graphics that do you need, and I'm really thankful about it because I learned a lot about you, about how to manage Twitter when I got the task to do it. And thank you so much, Ivy. And you were a big support for the comms team, and thank you for everything. And I'll pass it to Chui.
Thank you, Acid Laser. I don't know where I would be without Ivy. Back when I got to the TEC, I used to like really not understand a lot of technical stuff, and that came along, and I started like getting a hold of it. But I really feel that the true sense of the culture I would have never got without Ivy. Just like depending so much on her and just like asking so much for guidance, and just to think that Ivy was like answering my questions between like 1 and 3 a.m. at her time zone. It was just something very, very like that helped me understand like the true like culture and sense of belonging of this community, which I think it's really beautiful. And I do echo Nate that I don't think people are irreplaceable, but Ivy is. Ivy is a superhero, and I'm just very, very thankful for all of your contributions and all of your hard work. And yeah, I can't wait to meet you in real life. I'm so sorry that I couldn't go to Barcelona, but I see that people are very, very happy to have the chance to meet you, and just thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. I don't have enough words to just thank you for all of your guidance and every little like design in the retrospective board. Thank you so much for every single one of those. Truly thankful for all that you've done. I'll pass it to. I think was that it. I'll pass it back to you, Tam. I think that was it. Or oh wait, Juanca. Yes. There you go, Juanca.
Ivy, there's something that I really admire from you, and it's your capacity to work a sync and to keep track of everything what happens. Even though you are not in the call, that's something really, really, really amazing, because time zones are our physical boundary. And I can understand what is sometimes getting into a call in before sunrise or late in the night, and that just shows the intrinsic motivation and the compromise you have for the things you do. And yeah, just to not repeat everything that the people have said, like being the praise queen and being someone very silent but whose work speaks for herself. It's just a pleasure to work with you and be your friend, and I hope you to meet you soon. I am sure that life will give us another chance. And yep, I don't know who hasn't gone.
Gideon still has to go. Yeah.
Gideon.
Thanks, Juanca. So Ivy, part of me is very happy to hear all this, and then also part of me is very sad that you and I didn't really get to overlap that much. What I can tell is that you're very organized, and you I can just see your touch in all these different places, helping remind me to do things that I might otherwise forget. But the biggest thing that I want to just touch on is praise. I feel like there's this idea of an exemplar. Like an exemplar is somebody who just like so perfectly embodies some particular skill or attribute that like they come to kind of in your mind like represent whatever that thing is. And to me, you really were the exemplar of appreciation. Like when you did praise, like I would just go through the praise channel to just read what you wrote about people, because I feel like you really got to the essence of like you saw what people were contributing, and you did it in a way that was just so thoughtful and insightful. And I just want to really recognize that, because I think it helped me to understand why praise was so important as a cultural artifact of this community. And you were the one who showed me that. So thank you. I don't know who else.
Well, we have some new joiners, so I want to say welcome, Kelverse and Pascal. This is the Stewards Weekly, and we are right now basically celebrating one of our stewards who is offboarding, and she is no longer serving. Pascal, would you mind muting yourself? Thanks. Oh. And while she's no longer serving as in the steward role, she's still a big part of the TEC and isn't necessarily going anywhere, just no longer serving the community as a steward. And I guess, OX Bishoy, if you feel like adding anything in maybe 10, 15 seconds, you're welcome.
Well, I didn't have the chance to know her, but I feel like I should have been joining before to get to know her more and see more about the activities here. But it seems like she was doing great here.
And welcome, Durgadas. You have joined just in the middle of the offboarding ceremony for Ivy. And if you'd like to say a few words, she's offboarding as a steward, but still, of course, a big part of our community. You're welcome to take the floor.
Yeah, I don't know her that well, but I've seen her, in a lot of meetings, and I'm quite sure she's contributed, significantly because for many, well, it's a couple of years now, I've been hearing the name almost constantly. So there's no doubt that she's had a significant impact on the community, and that's about all I can say about it. So thanks.
Cool. And Kobe, I don't know, I don't think you probably have been in our community, or Calverse or Pascal long enough to maybe contribute, but if any of you want to have a moment to say something, I'm going to open the floor for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Then I guess I'll be the last one to go and say, I don't know where I would be without Ivy either. I can resonate. Well, I'm going to try sharing my video, even though my Discord starts slowing down too much when I do it. I also don't know where I would be with Ivy. I really sincerely mean that. And I guess I am fortunate in that I will still continue to work daily with Ivy in Common Stack. So she's my go-to for feedback of so many kinds. And if I have a question, she's one of the first people that I go to ask. Her advice and thoughtfulness is always so on point. We spend a lot of time together editing things, and she makes things better, not just in a Word document, but like in life. It's just so much fun to spend an hour with Ivy. I feel like honored that I've had the chance to work with Ivy, and really, I guess, from a TEC steward perspective, I want to say so much of Ivy's permeated the TEC, and I look forward to continuing, having interactions with Ivy here in the TEC as community members. So Ivy, the floor is yours. Is there anything that you would like to say?
Yeah, I want to say a lot of things, but I want to keep it short because I might start crying. But first of all, I would like to say thank you for the flowers. They're so lovely. Thank you, Edu, for meeting me and handing over the flowers. And and the note that's in there, like I actually posted on my social media, and because I feel like the TEC, I mean, all of Stewards, the TEC is like, you make me feel valued and appreciated more than anyone else does. That's one thing I love so much about this community. I think everybody feels the same way as I do, and and I think the praise. I remember the beginning of the days, like I have to do this praise every week, and I feel like I personally feel like my contributions are really small, but in this community, you make me feel that that small contributions get magnified. So it's a big thing for every contributor to feel it that way. So maybe that's why a lot of people love contributing to the TEC without rewards, because the gratitude culture being that I feel seen in this community. So I'd love to thank you all for making me feel that way. And the praise, I know I haven't been into several calls to really hang out with you all. But since the beginning, since I've been doing praise, I feel like so much connected to you, because I've heard all the praise that you all got and what you're working on. So, this it's kind of like I've known you so long because of the praise, even if we haven't really interacted so much. Because the praise has helped me to to know you all as well. And especially I'd like to say thanks to Tam. She's been guiding me since the beginning, and with Zepi, she's been working. We've been working like twins on the transparency. And it's been so long that it's only me and him, and I'm glad that the transparency working group is growing. And I'm also thankful for Chuy and Laser for the space, for the comm space. It helped me also grow a lot professionally. And like what Zepti and Tam said, this is not goodbye. I'll still be around. I'll still contribute. I'll continue to contribute in transparency, because I want to see the TEC grow so much more, and realize the full potential of TEC in this space. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all the words, all the kind words that you said, and and for this offboarding ceremony, I feel really special. I pass it back to you, Tam.
I mean, is it just me, or is everyone just sitting there with a huge smile on their face? My cheeks hurt now.
I'm crying.
It's so sweet. Okay. All right. Does anyone else like to share anything else before we move on? All right. Well, thanks for all the stewarding that you've done, Ivy. This wouldn't be the same organization without you being a steward for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I think. Okay, so now we are going to keep moving on our agenda. We have something from NT, Standardization of Calendar Info, and NT is not here.
Yeah,
So
I posted that. I got the
Thanks.
concept. Like that's something like NT was sharing on the transparency call. Like he's doing like the events on Discord, and then he noticed like we kind of have like very like there's meetings that have a very long description. There's meetings that just have the title and nothing else. So he was kind of proposing like maybe we can have like a better structure on how we organize our calendar. And then he was also talking about there are meetings like are kind of misleading because they're there but no one's joining. Like sometimes the launches, sometimes the main parties, even if they are great, sometimes like it feels like you join and you're alone, and it's maybe we should also like reschedule those and do something like so make sure like everything in the calendar is like running smoothly. Yeah, just wanted to bring it up. What NT share with the rest of the stewards.
Cool. Is there what form did he share it in? Is there anything to look at? Something that I didn't know there were calls that we had that nobody showed up to. I've never been to a call that nobody showed up to. So I think it would be really useful for the organizer of the call.
I mean, some are like, especially like are those like the meme parties, launches, sometimes are empty.
Okay.
Like it's not like someone is organizing it. Like
nobody? No, who organizes?
Like for example, like I know like for example the launches sometimes it's like Gene, but then he's alone and then he just leaves, right?
Yeah. So maybe we can have the steward responsible for those calls, or we could have a steward responsible for those calls. I guess for the lounge, it's probably Eduardo and Juanca, but for the meme parties, I don't know who's, for most of the calls, it's a working group call. So it's clear who the steward sort of responsible for it is. But those two calls, I don't know, it'd be good if we could maybe raise that as an issue with the people who are running those calls. Like, or we take it off the calendar if we don't want to continue them. But yeah, I'd agree that would not be great if we have calls that nobody show up to.
Yeah.
Is there? So how did he deliver this? Is there something that you can share so people can look at it?
I mean, no, not really. Like he's like, he's doing the events, and then he noticed that, and then he was proposing like we on transparency like make a structure, but then I was like, wait. I think like this is like I don't want to touch comms or communitas. Like everyone has their own space. Like if we want to standardize it, like we should raise awareness, make a format, then put them in the same format. But yeah, that's something like we like. He is willing to do it if we want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have the only requirement we have for groups, for call, like for the calendar events, is that we have a link to the agenda so that people can know what they're about to join.
But there are calls that do not have agenda.
Okay. It'd be interesting to know what those are, and then maybe open an issue so that the owners of those calls can add an agenda.
Let me open the calendar, but like all the Teams comms do not have agenda. Psychology doesn't have agenda.
Why don't we reach out to the people who open those calls and let them know? I mean, it's great it's good for NT to have brought it up. It's a good point.
Yeah, then this TC rewards quantifications review session also do not. Yeah, I don't know. It's many of them.
Yeah, I see.
Gravity coordination call, no agenda.
So, should we just? Yeah, we could just. Sorry, I'm not sure if my computer's still working. Oh, it is good. So I don't know. Since Chui's here, maybe Chui can take that up for comms. And psychology is Omega?
No,
it's Bianca.
Psychology is Gravity. And I think that the lounges are really cool and super important spaces. Maybe we just have to revitalize them and to like make them attractive for people to join. But I like and I still think that the space to talk about non-related to work things, it's really important. Maybe not to go every week, but the week that you want to go and that you want to talk to someone, there should be someone there willing to talk to you.
For the lounge. Yeah. Are you or Eduardo able to host it even if there's no one there? I mean, is somebody able to be like, are we able to commit that somebody would be there waiting for someone if they join?
I talked with Gene, and he's been leading and connecting into those calls, and he's been getting us a very, very small reward from Gravity because of that.
Oh, well, that explains why Gene is there alone. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So it's Gene who's just there if somebody needs to be there. Got it.
Yeah, but it would be good to have more people because it's a very useful space. So maybe I can try to revitalize it, and maybe with Edu to like promote it more from both of our working groups.
Okay. And then psychology research, which happens on, I guess, Monday night CT. Is there an agenda that you guys follow, or is there something? Let's say somebody randomly on the TEC calendar looks at this calendar invite. How do they know whether or not they should join this call? By looking at the calendar invite.
There's a document. It just needs to be added to the calendar invite. But yeah, for at least for the calls of Gravity or the coordination call and the psychology, I can take that of updating the information.
Cool. And then Shui, for the comms ones, is there an agenda that you guys usually follow for those calls?
Yeah, we have individual agendas for these calls, and in the main communications agenda, there are links to each of the teams.
Would it be possible for someone, whoever runs like the translations team sync, could they drop the agenda for the translation team syncs in the calendar entry? And I'm not sure if they have permission to do it. Maybe that's why.
Translations is like actually like right in the middle of NT is gonna take over the project management for it.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, once that dust is a little bit more settled, we can start updating the agenda and pick up on that.
Okay, or the TE Academy team sync, sort of like just all of the, because teams is like 5 different groups. I guess maybe in the next comms meeting, we can ask the people that are leading those just to make sure the agenda is in the calendar invite so that the community can know whether they want to join or not.
Oh yeah, of course.
Cool. And then Zep, I don't know if there's more that we can share specifically other than comms and psychology. And Lounge looks like Gene is supposed to be there. He's sort of hosting that.
Yeah, I mean the main parties. Also an agenda.
Who is the champion of the meme parties? It's too late for me to join, but who usually goes?
At the beginning it was
Mert.
I was just going to say at the beginning it was a lot Griff, but then he stopped and then now it's Mert probably, but sometimes it's empty.
Okay, there's probably no agenda for that, but maybe it's just like we could write a nice invitation in the description. Like, if you're a big fan of memes, come meme with us, something like that.
Okay, I mean, I think I could talk with NT, and he could kind of manage, do the cat herding to the people who do not have agenda, and then make descriptions for the ones he seems they need, and
yeah, that would be cool. Okay, anything else on this before we move to the next one? Okay, passing to Gideon for Discord token holder channel advice process.
Thanks, Tim. So basically, this is, we talked about this last week, but it was a kind of a smaller meeting. So I just wanted to just briefly touch on it again. So as we're kind of big picture here is we're looking at different ways of raising the perceived utility of the TEC token. So that's the kind of the big picture. Lots of different ways of doing that, of course. One of the ones that we want to do some experimenting with is this idea of token gating. So token gating is basically restricting access to either websites or channels on Discord based on whether or not you have a token. And so there are some, I think, pretty obvious potential cultural impacts of doing token gating. So Edu and I in Communitas, but then also Livia and I and Edu and a bunch of others in SoftGov have been kind of exploring some of this. And we thought that the best way to do this would be to test it out, right? Rather than doing like some big thing where we are restricting like really important, valuable stuff and potentially harming the culture of the TEC, we thought that it would be good to just do a limited test to see what this would be like. And so the solution that we came up with is that we would have a channel, probably just a text channel in Discord that we would token gate, and that we would put some content behind that would only be accessible to TEC token holders. I think the thing that's important to understand about where we're headed as an organization right now is that pretty much anybody, once praise catches up with the quantification process, pretty much everybody who goes through orientation will be dist praise and thus will have TEC. So holding TEC is that's basically access into the economic layer of the TEC. And so what we're talking about is basically having a channel that is only there for people who have and hold TEC. What would be in that channel? That's a really good question. It's not like we have a ton of resources right now to throw at creating content for that channel, but some of the ideas that we've been kicking around are updates on conviction voting, like what's happening in the gardens, important votes that are coming up, basically kinds of, like basically governance questions. So people who are holding the token, some notifications to them of things that they should be aware of. Financial updates, the audits that transparency is doing, that could be a good place to post those, right? Could even be some of the working group updates that Costa is doing and posting on the forum right now. Basically, kind of the way to think about this is people who have an economic stake in the TEC, what kinds of material would they like to see? So what I'm proposing is that I've got just a brief description of this test. Basically, we're pitching this as we're framing this as a test. The test that would run through the end of the year to see what this is like to actually run a token gate in our Discord, to see just from a technical perspective what this is like, how problematic it is. I have a feeling it's not going to be that hard. Lots of DAOs do this, but the bigger question we're going to be testing is what this is like culturally. And so, if at the end of this period, at the end of the year, we look back and go, gosh, this was not good. Culturally, this led to some negative things, then we'll take it down. And we'll also want to be looking at how big of a factor this was for people in terms of them wanting to hold tokens. So that's kind of what we're thinking. I'm going to put this up on the forum to get some kind of the next level of advice on this from the community. But just wanted to, before we did that, I wanted to put this out to the stewards now that we've got a larger call. So I would be interested in just any feedback on the idea, or also if you've got specific ideas on content that could go in there. Now would be great if they're short, or you can just reach out to me directly with ideas for content that might go in the channel.
Does anyone want to share any feedback now? Okay. I personally think it's a really cool idea. I mean, I love the idea, and we could figure out. There's a lot for us to figure out, and even as well as sort of figure out what the what is it called? The quantity, the threshold should be, or maybe there's different thresholds. Maybe there's different things that become unlocked as you progress through your TEC journey and holding. Does anyone else want to share any feedback or thoughts or questions to raise about this while we're all together?
I would like to say that it's really cool to have a compared analysis. So it would be really cool to see if there are other DAOs who have this token gated and how have they gone with it, to see if maybe there's some success on a strategy. And the other thing I wanted to say is that I will be jumping out of this call because the Gravity call is going to start in 5 minutes. The Graviton training today, Jeremy is going to be facilitating, and everyone is invited. Thank you. See you later.
Thanks, Juanca. Bye. Okay. Any other thoughts? Okay. Well, we're at the end of the agenda, and we still have 4 minutes. So is there anything that people would like to raise before we end this call today?
Yes, Tam, I would like to formally communicate to the rest of the stewards that I'm going to be taking some partial time off. I mean, I'm gonna be attending the calls, but more in a passive way, and delegating some duties and responsibilities to Acid Laser and to Manu. Uh, and this is gonna take from July 14th to August 23rd. Since it's also gonna cover the week of Ethereum Mexico, where I'm gonna be uh, hopefully more involved. But yeah, like so far we're helping out with a few things, and yeah, there's a lot of like community effort to uh, grow and be able to scale the event in the following year. So I'm gonna be uh, putting some time into this. But yeah, I'll be I'm not gonna be like disappearing like 100%. So in case there's anything that you need from me, feel free to DM me or shoot me a message in Telegram.
Cool. What are the dates again? And I just dropped the spreadsheet in the chat in the corner. What are the dates again that you have limited availability?
It's July 14th until August 23rd.
Cool. Thanks. And just to pitch that calendar for a minute. So this is the calendar with all of our unavailabilities. It would be great if you know when you're available, you can update this so it's sort of easy to have one quick look and see. If somebody's unexpectedly gone, it's probably because they're on a summer vacation.
Yeah, actually, I did fill it. I can remember what was the color meaning of each one, but yeah, I'm mostly unavailable or just emergency only over weekends, and I'm putting like half time over weekdays, since I'm gonna be able to be attending to some of this. And then there's the conference fail for the Ethereum Mexico week. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it.
All right, thank you, Chewy. And is there anything else that we could add in the last 60 seconds of this call? All right, then thanks everyone for joining today, and see you soon.
Thanks, Ivy. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.